Number 4.
All right. At number 4, 2 perfect heats on finals day at the Fiji Pro in 2015. The only surfer in history to achieve that feat. Mate, talk us through the day. Talk us through the whole event. It was wild. I was watching the clips last night, and to be fair, like watching it on repeat now, some of those waves are like 7s, but then some of them are like fucking 15s out of 10. Like by today's judging metric, I would say.
Yeah, probably could all be 7s by today's metric.
No, that one with the chandelier that fucking just explodes you out. It's like a 15. That thing's wild.
That one felt nice. Yeah, that was that event was just one of them events that things are just working, and I actually had a shocking first round, and I was so angry, pissed off, and my board broke whilst just as on my last wave, and all I had to do was make that turn, and it was just like clean in half, and I was pretty mad actually. And then I had to go to round 2, and you never really wanted to be in round 2, and I had a Ritz. And it was a real close, sneaky heat. And
he's good in left pits, backside pits.
That's right.
Very talented. Chopes, Mundaka, Fiji.
Yep, never underestimate him at all when it comes to that. And I knew what I was up against, and it was a real tight heat. And once I busted through that, I almost like busted through like a bit of a mental barrier, and I just started switching into gear, and there was like just good points and just good waves like for the rest of the event.
People talk about John's performance, I think 2015, Margie's 15? I think that's right. Anyway, just being like almost like one guy surfing and the rest of the field watching. Is that kind of how, can you feel that energy when you got through that barrier? Did it feel like you even noticed the other guys in your heats? Were you just so tuned in and it was just all about the waves that were coming your way, or?
Yeah, you're spot on. It didn't feel like I was competing against the other guy at all. I just felt like there was waves coming in, and I was going to surf them, and I was going to surf them good. And it just didn't feel like there was anyone else out there. Like I just felt in my own space, my own zone.
That must be somewhere in your, like, for every competitor. That sounds like the magic place where you're not even competing. You're just surfing and you just have full faith. Can you relate to that, mate? Because you're a finalist at Fiji as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's definitely a lot of times where it doesn't feel like you're in a heat and you're just kind of doing it and you're like, fuck, this is fun. Like, I'm having so much fun. And then the other people in the water don't even exist, and you're just like, in rhythm with the ocean, and everything's just falling into place. And if only you could get in that headspace, you could train yourself to get in that headspace more often.
How do you do it? That's what you're looking for, right?
Yeah.
Like every time you paddle out, just like when a coach does a pre-game speech in any sport, I'd imagine they're saying, look, just stick to the little things. Don't think too much. You just want to reach that space where it's all just coming easy. Is it something you can manifest, or is it just a feeling you get when you've just had a good one or you get one off the buzzer? What's the trigger for getting that feeling, do you think? A 10 in the first 5 seconds.
That would definitely help.
Yeah.
I reckon it's got like a lot to do with your work, or the work done before it. Like work, and you kind of get that like where you're like, you've done all these great things to like get to that space, and you might not just be there. And I reckon it just comes when you just make that like little mental space breakthrough, and
preparation meets a good performance, and then that breeds confidence. And
but most of my confidence breakthroughs have come off the back of aggression, like being pissed off, or being angry.
Oh, you go against everything Smithy believes. Everything.
I'll get to this point. I'll be just like, and then it just comes
when called for.
I mean, it has its place. I mean, what I'm interested to know is hearing you vocalise it, just, the idea of having fun and, being in rhythm with the ocean. Once you eliminate stress and fear from the equation, and it is all about fun and enjoyment, it feels like the results and the good performances, it has to happen because you're enjoying it. And when you're enjoying it, you know that your level's very high. So you have to basically, it's almost like you have to surf at your peak in a way, because you're enjoying it, you're having fun. And at the end of the day, you can reduce a lot of the stress just by identifying those factors as being external. Sure, you lose the heat and you lose a bit of money. You lose the heat, you lose some points. But at the end of the day, it kind of is also meaningless in a sense. It's if you want to look at it that way. What's important is that you enjoy the moment and have fun. And ironically, that's when you surf your best.
That's totally true, and mine always come.
Bang a fucking gong in here. Are you kidding me?
Mine always come off the back of like getting a bit frustrated, and then I just find that space, and it's like I think sometimes like that releases you to get to that space, and that's when you're flowing, and mate, tens.
It's called